Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert on February 26, 2020. And Andy reminded me that I needed to put some wire up by my feeder because something could climb up on top of that little shelf there and go in through the wire. So I took care of that, got that all taken care of because it's a beautiful day today. Clear blue skies and beautiful weather, just nice temperature, light breeze. And got a lot of work done today. Well, to me it was a lot of work because I ended up taking a nap. I took a 1 hour nap for 2 hours. Anyway, that's the way to take a nap, right? So anyway, you can see the chicks in there, and they're doing just fine. And I'm down here by the chicken coop because I promised Aaron that I would videotape harvesting the eggs today, and it's not like it's a big production of eggs. I only have one hen, but I'm grateful for that one hen. So I got my little egg basket here that I use for collecting eggs. I picked that up at a thrift store for I think it was 50 cents, and it's been my neat little egg basket. Of course, when I had 8 hens, it would fill that thing up in no time. So I got a bigger basket inside also. But I'm going to go in here, and I already checked the other side. There's no eggs there. So I'm going to go in on this side and see what we got here. And let's see. Oh, yeah. We got a couple in here. And I'll get those out of here and put them in. And you can see how she shaped her nest there. But she hasn't been setting on the egg, so she's been out all day. So I still think she's not ready. That may come along down the ways a little bit. Anyway, I got 2 eggs for breakfast tomorrow. I'm gonna bring those up and put them over here by the door so that I remember to bring them in. And I did some work in the container today. I sifted through a couple more of the drawers. There was a big mix of junk in a bunch of drawers, so I sorted it all out and organized it and marked the drawers as to what was in them. But I'll close these up in a little while. And then I also was working inside of the shop here today because something I had promised Andy I would do, because when he visits, he doesn't put any black waste in his motorhome either. He usually uses my outhouse for that part of it, but he always has some gray water left over from showering and washing and things like that. And I told him I'd give him a place to dump, because he does put some of the chemical in the tank, which is good for breaking down solid waste if there was any. So what I did was, on the back of my house here, I put in a 4-inch line, and that goes down to where the 2 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot deep hole is. So when he's ready to dump his tanks before he leaves here, he can just pull right up here on the side of this road here and connect his line into there, dump that. It'll help break down the waste in my outhouse, which means that my outhouse will stay in the same place longer. And it's a win-win situation. And you wonder what the garden hose is. Well, I still haven't put in a permanent drain to my clothes washer, and that needs to be emptied. I still have a 55-gallon drum inside the cabin in the new laundry room that catches all the water from the laundry. So what I do is I leave the valve open on that, so as I'm doing laundry, the water goes into the 55-gallon drum and then comes out down this line and goes down into the bottom there. And then I put some of the Ridex microbes for septic tanks and septic systems like that. I sprinkle that in every now and then, and it needs to get a little bit of water to it, before moisture to it, to activate it. So that's what this does, and it breaks it down. So the outhouse won't have to be moved for probably 2 or 3, maybe even 4 years, the way things are going right now. So that's a good thing, because digging that hole sure takes some time. And you know what they say about a ditch digger, right? All right. So anyway, like I said, beautiful day. Sun's getting ready to go down. And those guys that come back on my contrails comments and say they're not chemtrails, they're contrails, and all the planes do them. Well, see, only the planes that are flying in that area of the sky today did it. The ones that were in this side of the sky didn't have any. So, and yeah, they did fly in that side of the sky. They always do, but they only actually left contrails over there. They had the engine shut off when they coasted by over here, so they didn't do any contrails. Oh yeah, you know, some people set their mind on one thing and then they won't even listen to rhyme or reason. If you check it out, you'll find out that groups have used the Freedom of Information Act and got all of the government paperwork that proves that chemtrails are a reality. And some people just refuse to believe that. So, well, what can you say, right? All right, so the other thing I did today was, well, I was on the phone earlier. I did my upload, and it took a little over an hour to upload a 10-minute video. And Aaron's working on that right now. I'll probably get a call from him tomorrow to let me know how that turned out. So I did transfer water down here today, and I topped those off. And of course, I forgot the water was running. Even though I had an alarm set, my phone was in the other room, and I went and took a nap. And I got up, and there was some water on the ground, of course. But I didn't lose that much, maybe 5 gallons. So I caught it in time this time. The alarm was going off in the other room, and I didn't hear it because the door was closed. This one I didn't top off all the way, and it was about 2 inches higher than what it is there. But I just did some watering in there. I turned it on for my self-watering garden and let it fill up the underground pipes that feed the roots of my plants. So that's why that's down a little bit. But I was just out here and looking at this, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, the weather's getting better. I got to get this garden extension going here. And I've got a lot of tire ruts here on my roads that go through. And this is where, after I bring water in and fill up my water tank, I come out this way. And you can see I came out here when the ground was really soft and put some deep ruts in. So this is where I want to do my extension right here. And I want to go almost as big again as what I've already got out here. And Aurora said that in the future when they do their move, that I'll have more trees coming, so I'll have to have a place to put all that stuff, right? So I'm going to get started on building this. So this bush has to come out, and then of course the area has to be graded. So I'm going to be getting my drag sled out. And for those of you who don't know what my drag sled is, you can go back through my videos all the way back to like 2017, I guess it was, and early 2018, when I built a drag sled that I used to grade all these roads and take these ruts out from the winter. So what I'll be doing is I'll first put a chain around this, and I'll pull this bush out, and that'll go into a scrap pile and get burnt up over the years. And then the ash goes into my compost pile. That's called biochar. Good stuff. So you got to keep that ash. Don't throw it away. So then what I'll do is when I'm coming through here with my drag sled to regrade this road, I'll make a loop here. I'll come right through here and cut across, and I'll go out. And that little bush, I think I'm going to take that one out too. So I'm going to probably come out just before this bush was where it'll stop. So about right here. And that's going to give me about another 24, 25 feet out this way. If I do 24 feet, that's 2 12s on the 2x4 base that I put in there. And then I'll have to get a couple of rolls of wire, probably 3 rolls of that aviary wire down at the Orange County Farm Supply, and that'll be $300 right there. So money's been holding things back here because I got other expenses I have to take care of. And normally, this time of year, it's March and April is where everything in the world that I have comes due. I've got all my insurances and that stuff all have to be paid, and vehicle registration, my vehicle insurance, all that stuff all comes at the same time. These next 2 months, money will be tight, and I got to get all those important things paid off. And it was verified that these are mulberry trees, so they're doing well. I've got some nice little sprouts on them. This one's got to be thinned out, and that one's got to be thinned out. Got a lot of extra base growth in there, and those pots are too small to handle the extension on the roots. So I've got to get that extension built on the garden house, or I might have to bring these inside of this garden house, and that's going to make it a little tight getting through here. I've already got all those other potted plants that Aurora gave me all the way along the wall there, and there's just enough room for me to walk through. When those things start bushing out and growing, it's going to be pretty tight there. I'll have to go around the other way all the time. So I've been cutting some of my my broccoli down. That's getting ready to come out, and I've restarted some new broccoli. So as soon as those sprouts come up and they're ready for planting, then this broccoli will be taken out completely and the new stuff put in. I did bring out some cucumbers and some pepper plants and things like that, and I got those into the garden today. And those are all of the started corn that I had inside, and that's a mixed match of corn. So some of them may crossbreed as they're growing. Some of them may die off. I got them out too early, but I needed to make some room inside. The good weather's coming. I got drywall to do inside of there and things like that. So got to get things done. And it's going to be an exciting year this year. I'm going to get a lot of stuff done. I've got to get a chick coop built together. And I'm going to put a chick coop right inside of the run where the chickens are. And it'll be separate from the chickens. So when I do get some new chicks, I'll have a place to separate them out from the older chickens and older hen and the rooster, because sometimes they'll pick on the little ones. So gotta give them a little separation for a while until they grow up and get a little bigger, and then I can wean them into the group, and the flock will all get along. All except for the low one on the totem pole, which always gets picked on by all the other hens. All right, that's all I have for today, everybody. This is G-Bear reminding you to give me a thumbs up down there. Please like my videos. All that stuff counts. Thumbs ups, viewership, time of viewing, watching my commercials that come on. All of that stuff counts, and that helps with the monetization, and that helps me have money to do projects like my garden house. So please do all that stuff, and I'll appreciate it. This is G-Bear signing off.